Diego, obviously the score line, not what you guys wanted. How has the team responded in taking the loss?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it wasn't the game we wanted, but it's not to forget. It's to remember. I mean, it's the way you improve. Remember it and scouting it well, and move forward.
Say scouting it well. I know you look to video. How often is the video similar to what you actually feel during the game? How often is it similar? How often is it different when you go back to watch the video?
Yeah, most of the times it's very different. The feeling when you watch the game, sitting in front of the TV and watch the movements, watch what you are doing well, and you have to keep it doing it, and what you obviously needs to correct as a team individually. So the feeling is very different. That's why very healthy to do it, and we used to do it every single week as a team and individually.
That's the trick, obviously, is that eye from up in the sky to see where it is compared to the eye that you see during the game, because it looks certainly easier from my perspective on the broadcast than it does from you on the pitch.
Yeah, that's very normal. The different views, it changed everything, right? But we're professionals, so we have to scout it well and to recognize what's possible to change, right? And what's is very hard to change. I mean, execution sometimes is really hard to improve outside the field. You have to execute at the moment in the game, but probably there's some coordination movements, there's some things that you can do, and we have to improve it.
I want to go back to that, you remembering this game. Supporters, they might want to forget it, but you guys, you just said it, you're going to kind of carry this with you. What do you learn from a game like this, and how do you carry it with you throughout a season?
I think the big learning is that mistakes change games, and if you are precise, probably in some moments, it changes games. So we made a lot of mistakes, which it's the score. It is what it is. It's about that in both areas, so in both boxes, and we have to be better on that, and then try to take an advantage of what we are doing well, right, and in the right moments.
Diego, big difference into this season. I imagine with you now, your sixth preseason with the Timbers. Is this the most amount of change that you've ever experienced coming into preseason, given around the league, given just within the club as well? New manager, new ideas, new players, a lot going on.
It is a lot going on in this start of the season and preseason, but it's healthy. I think it's good. You need always change and surprise yourself and improve and be better and I think it will be good for the team. I mean, if you always, will have in a long season moments like, where changes and bad moments comes. I think it's the right moment right now, so we have a lot of time to improve, and we know that it wasn't the more stable start of the season. A lot of games on the road. Changes too in the group, but we are professionals, so we have to work well to be stable.
We hear some of your teammates talking about the break this weekend, maybe a little bit of a rest on the mind, physically maybe as well, but do you still gravitate towards the TV set to watch games, any games in particular that you look out for, whether in this league, or do you look to other leagues as well?
Of course, I like it. I love it. And when you have time to enjoy with a good mate, it's much better. And so probably if Dallas have a game, we MLS, of course, and then Argentinian League, you always have good games.
Yeah, Dallas hosting Seattle this weekend. That's a match that I think Timber supporters, you guys will be watching for multiple reasons. Dallas is a team you know well. Of course, old friend Max Ciarruti playing for them. You guys saw them in the preseason. What do you want to see out of your group? I know it's over a week away. They have a game before that, but what do you want to see from your group down in Dallas next week?
Probably to surprise them. We faced them a lot of times. We know very well each other, so we need to find a way to surprise them individually and collectively, and try to be, as I said before, to be right and precise in some moments, because Dallas is a very tough team, very competitive, and they try to find moments to take an advantage. They play like that, and but it's a good game. It's a good game it's a good challenge for us to know how we improve from last game.
Do you get to learn just with these clubs now, with your experience? There's a certain style and a distinct style between every single club. When you mentioned Dallas, a certain way they play. If I were to say Columbus Crew, I imagine there's a certain style that comes into your mind. Do you pick up on that now in your experience in the league? You can see a definite difference in style from team to team?
For sure. I mean, that's totally. I mean, you can see Red Bulls in the way they play, Columbus, Dallas, and New York City FC, Atlanta. So it's every year, MLS teams, you can see clearly the way they want to play, and it's very good. I mean, to define that way, I think there's very different ways to play for me to get a result and to be a strong team. So, but it's good. It's fun to watch.
That may be a change kind of in recent years in MLS. One thing that's not is the travel in the league. And you guys with 5 on the road, it's not easy. You just got back from New York. Dallas is a long trip. You're going to Chicago and Orlando. How do you guys deal with not only 5 straight games on the road, but all of these long road trips stacked up in the beginning of the year?
It's really hard, as you know. I mean, this league has that huge point, which is flights, and for us in the west, in the northwest, right, sometimes it's worse. But I mean, it is what it is, and we have to rest well. I mean, get the trainings as better you can. The more quality on the training is because you need to use well the time, and then resting. It's all about the resting and be focused on the game.
What's your go-to on a plane flight? You're going to go 4 hours to Dallas. You were just 5-6 hours to New York. How do you spend that time?
Reading. I mean, for me, reading. I mean, there's talking with the guys, having conversations, watching games. I mean, there's multiple ways to spend the time, and most of them we try to use it, like I say, to rest and to improve as a professional.
What book are you reading now, or last book that you just got through?
I'm reading more theology. I mean, I like that kind of books from an Argentinian priest, which I really like, and more than like that. So you can be a little bit away of your job.